Hey people! Kids, take a drink with me. My favorite of all the Star Wars films, Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope from 1977. Still need to get the original theatrical version, sadly. Come on, when is Fox ever going to be releasing the theatrical versions of all Star Wars films, from New Hope all the way to Revenge of the Jedi? Well, I guess it's going to be enough time for that, or, in those infamous words of the mouse...
Hey, Julius! Let her go!
Yeah, I guess that says something. Well... some good crap. I guess it's time for another update. A DVD update, if you will. You ready to do this? I think we should get a move on. Wait a minute. If you're gonna do another DVD update, we need a title. So what title am I gonna give? Well, I'm just gonna call it The Gold Instinct of the Grape. That's exactly what I'm calling it. Okay, we are ready to go. So, first off, this is something that you probably may not know back in the 1960s. As you may all know, Sean Connery had passed away. Sean Connery, as you may all know, is Ramirez in Highlander. He was also Augustus the Winter in The Avengers. No, not the Marvel one. No, not the one from Marvel and Paramount. The one who did Airplane. Fuck that film. And he was also one of the main characters in League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Oh yeah, it is Sean Connery, so yeah. So from 1964 with, again, that Chinese dialect, just like Mask of Zorro, we have from 1964, and from MGM, the one behind Wizard of Oz, Singing in the Rain, and of course they had Tom and Jerry. Who cares? But I was speaking of Airplane, I have watched it, and I hated it. So, yeah. So from MGM we have Goldfinger from 1964. This is pretty weird. I don't think this has the original theatrical poster art on the cover, but make sure to put that gold woman on the cover. Oh, forgot to cover that up. Anyway, let's get into the description. So, I guess the special features are in Chinese, so I can't read the extras. But I can read the description. Special Agent 007, or James Bond, has just come face to face with one of the most notorious villains of all time. And now he'll have to outwit and outgun this powerful tycoon to prevent him from cashing in on a devious scheme to raid Fort Knox and obliterate the world economy. Oh yeah, and there's some special features in English, so I'm gonna read them. A newly created widescreen master for optimal picture and sound quality. Audio commentary featuring Dr. Guy Hamilton. Yeah. Second audio commentary by the cast and crew. Making a Goldfinger documentary, the Goldfinger Phenomenon documentary, behind-the-scenes still gallery featuring hundreds of images, original publicity feature, original radio and TV with Sean Connery, collectibles, making-of booklet, and the original theatrical trailer with TV and radio spots. Pretty weird. But it doesn't even have a booklet, so we got the disc art. Pretty weird for those Chinese releases. Anyway, that is Goldfinger. Haven't seen it, but being from the 60s, and from United Artists as well, who did Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, which you know I liked. Next one is someone, well no, not someone, it's something that, gotta get the drink again. Next up is something that someone had already had, but in an alternate edition nonetheless. So you may have remembered someone had already had this, but it was a different edition. It was a black one. But now, since it's a touchstone one, we'll of course put out Ed Wood, which I have, and it has a different cover. So you probably may all know that it's from a different. It has a different cover. It had a different cover. It's from a different studio. So while getting move on, we had Johnny Depp for Favorite Love in Las Vegas, and Juliette Lewis in Walt Disney Gilbert Grape. Someone already has this. I don't know why. My God, let's just go for the description. Screen idol Johnny Depp is Gilbert Grape in this acclaimed and unpredictable comedy drama directed by celebrated filmmaker Lasse Hallström, who directed My Life as a Dog. Ugh, it's like Dog's Purpose all over again. As his heavily eccentric slice of As his happily eccentric slice of a small town life unfolds, Gilbert's destiny appears to be to keep an ever watchful eye on his mentally impaired brother Arnie. However, when an enchanting young stranger catches Gilbert's eye, his happily routine life receives a much-needed upturn, filled with stirring performances by an exceptional supporting cast. Watching Gilbert Grape will capture your heart and imagination. This is from J.M. Man, who you might know did Major League. And yeah, get this. Paramount, who did Airplane, fuck that film, put this one out in the US. But over here it's released by J&M, but still is from Paramount. There are no extras, but we do get the disc art. And something that's inside. Got an image of Johnny Depp and Juliette Lewis right there. And the scene selections. We have opening credits and Life in Endora, a yearly ritual. Gilbert meets Becky. Bad Memories, a whirly kind of girl. Delivery. Arnie's Last Climb. Mama Frees Arnie. Comings and Goings. A Breaking Point. The Birthday Party. A Final Decision. And ending credits. Someone already has this. I don't know why. And last but, well, not least, you know that last year I watched Cliffhanger. Yeah. And this is another one of those TriStar Carolco films. TriStar being the distributor, Carolco being the film's producer. What I found is another Carolco film. I don't have Cliffhanger. Someone has Terminator 2 Judgment Day, but you probably already know. But back then, wait right here. Now you may remember I picked up this, A Perfect Murder, which is a snapper case, which has a double-sided disc. God, I'm so disappointed in it. But clearly stars Michael Douglas, who of course is Hank Pym in Ant-Man and Ant-Man and the Wasp. Fuck that film. But this is another one of those Michael Douglas ones. And I know that I described this as this, but if you're taking the first word of the title out of it. What am I talking about? Another one from TriStar and Carolco. We of course have Basic Instinct, an R-rated feature. Yep. Perfect Murder was an M. Basic Instinct is an R. Yep. I said last time, Perfect Murder is basically Basic Instinct if you're taking the word basic out of Basic Instinct. Both of them have Michael Douglas. Both of them have female entities, Gwyneth Paltrow and Sharon Stone. And both of them have murderous content. And it being from TriStar and Carolco, it's perfect. Haven't watched it. I have seen Cliffhanger. Need to look at it again. Let's look at the description. An ice pick stained with blood, a silk scarf tied to a bedpost, a fading rock star brutally slain. The clues and the victim, but where is the killer? For Nick Curran, a cop on the edge whose best friend is the bottle. What begins as just another murder hunt quickly turns into something much more sinister. Prime suspect is Catherine Tremble, a rich and dangerously seductive novelist whose bizarre fictional killings have a nasty habit of coming true. Curran's basic instinct, the title, tells him to keep his distance, but he's drawn to the irresistibly sexy Catherine. The closer he gets, the more she manipulates him until finally the detective finds himself hopeless out of control in a maze of mind games, passion, and murder. It's actually very true. And there are no special features on the cover. And let me get this. This is Paul Verhoeven, who co-starred Robocop. However, this is actually a remake of The Fourth Man, which is a German film. Which is true, because The Fourth Man was in the German language. This is an English remake of The Fourth Man. And I kid you not. Guess who the cinematographer was? Look right there. Look right where my finger is pointing. Do you know who it is? That is Jan de Bont. For those of you who don't know, Jan de Bont is responsible for giving us Speed, The Haunting, Cradle of Life, Speed 2 Cruise Control, and is also notable for giving us the best film ever made, Twister. Jan de Bont did this several years before Twister. And speaking of that, he was going to do that Godzilla film from '98. Don't know why. Apparently, let's check the disc art. Actually, the original poster art, which is also on the front cover. And being from TriStar and Carolco, it's murderous. And that is it, so let's take a recap. We got Goldfinger. Never seen it. Perfect spy film. Just in time for No Time to Die, which just came out. What's Eating Gilbert Grape? Someone already has this. Got the alternate version. And I believe, does it have the runtime? Does not say. 113 minutes, so it's the same runtime as Twister. Talk about Jan de Bont with this. And Basic Instinct, which is basically like Perfect Murder, but it's an even perfect murder than a perfect murder. And that is it, but really, I gotta tell you, Jan de Bont's name is really in it. Anyways, that's all I got for you. So, have fun. And for the love of God, please release the theatrical versions of the Star Wars trilogy. We'll be glad you did. Yeah, like I said twice, Fox, you need to put out the original theatrical versions of all 3 Star Wars films. Or otherwise, just like what the mouse says.
Hey, Julius! Let her go!
Yeah, literally.